Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content channel as of late. I actually decided to attend the San Diego Film Festival this year. I usually used to do it every year, starting back in, I think it was like 2019. But lately they just didn't have a whole lot to offer, and also money has just been tight, to be honest. So I just wasn't as motivated to go lately, and just frankly, I just forgot about it. But uh, thankfully, with my mom, thank you, mom, very much for helping pay for this endeavor. I actually decided to go to the festival this year, and I'm checking out a few films. And this was the first of the offerings that I chose to see. So that film that we're going to be talking about today is Hamnet, which was co-written and directed by Chloe Zhao, who you guys may be familiar with pieces such as Nomadland, which I thought was alright, and more notably, more Marvel Studios with Eternals, which I actually thought was decent compared to a lot of Marvel's offerings as of late. This stars Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal as they play William and Agnes Shakespeare. As the title suggests, this is a about Shakespeare, and as the story goes, Agnes and William fall in love, and they produce three children, and three of those children, two boys, one girl, and William Shakespeare is out at London, looking to build something of a bigger life for now what is his family. And the film mostly explores that of Agnes's point of view, her perspective, her own turmoils, and how she is reconciling with her new responsibilities, as well as a profound tragedy that is kind of lingering and almost suggested throughout the film, and it is met at a very critical point, to which also breeds and produces what will become one of Shakespeare's most notable pieces in his work, in the form of what we know to be Hamlet. This also co-stars Emily Watson, as well as a couple of other players here and there. This is produced also by Sam Mendes and Steven Spielberg, so it's got some pretty hefty backing behind it. Co-written also by Maggie O'Farrell, which this film is based off of the novel that was released in 2020, and this is a fictionalized account, as I'm reading from the Wikipedia page, of William Shakespeare's son. So, and the focusing of that grief. So this is a fictionalized telling of those events. So, just so we understand what the source material is and ultimately what the film itself is trying to get at. I will still say first and foremost that I am not completely familiar with Shakespeare's work. I actually do have the book of Hamlet. I actually do have that book. I've never actually read it, incidentally, but I do have it in my room. And Shakespeare has always been a fascinating thing. Romeo and Juliet, obviously, as amongst of other pieces that he has done. Obviously a very, very influential and famous figure. And I believe tackling such a thing is probably extremely daunting. And in the case of how they position this film, I think that they accomplish things, but also have some doubts in some areas, some of which I think pertain to the filmmaker itself. Because one of my key issues with Chloe Zhao is always has been, and I don't, less so in Eternals because of just what it is, being a part of the Marvel machine. Nomadland being, a further expression of her as a filmmaker. I take issue with this lingering sense that she is developed within her filmmaking, and I don't know if that will extend further. But in the case of this film, especially, I do think that it is providing some shades that dip between that of understanding and confusion, and I do believe highlight a bit of an apparent drawing out of its circumstance. And within that expression as well, I do think that it does, when we're talking specifically in the in the illustration of Shakespeare, and talking about Shakespearean work, there is a nature to the performances that are there, which I must say, first and foremost, I mean, the performances here are absolutely terrific. All of them, I think, just from head to toe, every single person here, from Shakespeare himself, from the kids, from the supporting players that are in this, I think all of them just do an absolute magnificent job in this. I think all of them just do just great work. The thing about their performances, though, that I do feel, which is an issue within the craftsmanship, I wouldn't say necessarily to do with those performances, is that that nature that is within it, this need to capitalize on that Shakespearean language, and with the performances to almost to position themselves in that way, it kind of does highlight a little bit of a stagey quality to its production, which I know is ironic given the subject matter itself, but it does feel a bit of a small issue to what really is, in my opinion, something rather absorbing and investing purely within the execution of its emotional core in my eyes. Because a lot of the film relies upon that great sense of tenderness that it holds on itself. I mean, like I said, there is that sense of tediousness that is embedded within it because of its lingering sensibilities, but that the tenderness itself, I feel, is just astounding. I mean, at some points, I found myself just tearing up. Just at one point, especially, I mean, tears were just running down my eyes, just nonstop, because it just has that weight, that power within that emotion, and a lot of that is through the efforts of his performances. That it does dare you to leave without having some tears running down your face, and it absolutely won me over in that regard. So, it does have some issues within the filmmaking that I've taken issue with Chloe Zhao in the past, that lingering sensibility, and it kind of tries to capitalize on its source material within the nature of those performances. It feels a little more tacked on in my eyes. But I feel that this exploration, these stages of love, loss, and grief, that expression that the film wishes to take within this high sense of tenderness, it won me over, and I found myself welcomed in the company of it, and through the efforts of these really, really terrific performances to follow and to see unfold. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Hamnet. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I do think, though, that it is a film that overall feels like 3 hours when it actually is 2 hours, and for better and worse, it is present. But it just has that raw emotional power to win you over, and some really terrific performances to keep you invested. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Hamnet. You guys let me know your thoughts on Hamnet if you guys went to check it out tonight. It is set to be released here in the United States on November 27th. Looking to expand out on December 12th, so a little bit of ways, but definitely a film that I would recommend that you go check out. It's definitely interesting. Definitely possesses some interesting things here and there. So yeah. I'm going to get ready for bed now because my cat is a little riled up, so he wants to get ready for bed. But those are my thoughts on Hamnet. You guys let me know your thoughts on Hamnet if you guys have seen it. Your guys' thoughts on Chloe Zhao as a filmmaker. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.